Hello, and welcome to today's movie review. Today we are going to talk about Todd Phillips, the Joker. Um, this movie was hard to get through. It is, I'm not going to tell you what happens, but this is a very deep dive into mental illness and even some of the things that can cause it. This movie had me on kind of the edge of my seat, but not really in a good way. I was uncomfortable and I was unnerved. It was rough to get through, shifting side by side. Um, but that doesn't mean it was a bad movie. Um, a while back, I can remember reviewing Dunkirk, and I'm going to be honest, I don't remember if that was before I went directly to video or not, but or solely video for these reviews. But that movie had me feeling the same way as panicked and unnerved, and I just it was very hard to sit through. But it was a good movie. Um, Joaquin Phoenix put in a magnificent performance as Arthur Fleck. I can see why people are talking about him for Oscar contention even now. Even though we're just kind of starting to get into Oscar season, we'll have to see how it shakes out and if the Academy feels that this is up to par. I personally think so. Robert De Niro put in a small but memorable performance, and one person I thought was going to have a bigger part was Zazie Beetz, but for what she was used for, she played it perfectly. There's not much really I can get into without spoiling the film, so I am going to tell you that there was I won't say younger. He was probably early teens, 12, 13, 14. I personally think that's too young for this film. There's smoking throughout. No real drug use. Actually, no drug use. Well, prescription drugs. So yeah, I guess there were kind of some drug use, but nothing illegal. There was no alcohol consumption. If there was, it was like one drink, maybe two. Um, a lot of blood. Not like dismemberment. This movie is rated R, um, and it's not rated R for um, violence. Well, I guess that's not really true now that I really think about it. There is one scene near the end that is very violent, but it's not like visceral violence where you would. Oh, I can't think of a good. It's not like the kind of violence you would see in like Game of Thrones, where you would see somebody completely impaled and limbs cut off, but there is uh, gun deaths, violent gun deaths, and this movie is such a deep dive into mental illness and society's reaction to it. It even goes so far as to, um, I don't think it was done for political reasons, but it goes so far as to touch on um, the divide between the poor and the rich, and how sometimes the rich can look down on poor. There's a I think it's insignificant here, but there's a garbage strike throughout the whole film. No, there's nobody doing garbage pickup in Gotham, and it's central to showing how the poor feel about the rich, and it's just there's so much in this film that you have to really dissect it to really like see the nuance in it, and it's a good movie even if it is unnerving and unsettling. um I really don't recommend it for anyone 16, 17 at most, and that's assuming your child, you know your child better than I do, of course, and you should use your best judgment, but I wouldn't let my daughter see this. Not yet. No, no, my wife wouldn't even like it. I can guarantee that. Um, but it was a film that made me think at the end of the day and try to look at people in a different light, because you never really know what they're going through. And um, like give you a little example out of the trailer when Arthur gets smashed in the face with um, that spinny board thing. Those kids don't know what he's going through, but why do it? It's just it's one of those things where it's one of those movies that makes you think and makes you look at yourself and society. So I think this is a film worth watching maybe once, but as much as I'm going to say it, I would say wait until a home release. Um, it lived up to the hype based on performance and subject matter. My little town, I wouldn't worry about someone bringing violence to the theater, but I could see how some people would be afraid uh, watching the film. I don't believe in the I'm going to go in a little bit here. I don't believe that should have stopped the filmmakers from making it. I believe that it's your art, your story, tell it how you want, and that we as a people, as a society, should treat others just a little bit better no matter what we see on the screen. That's no justification for what we do in real life here in the now. But that's just kind of my thoughts on it. With that being said, again, it is a hard R film, even if it is enjoyable. As always, if you know what, I want to know what your favorite Joker is. Was it Joaquin Phoenix? Was it Jared Leto? Was it Heath Ledger? Maybe Mark Hamill? There's a couple cartoons in there that I can't think of right now. What about Jack Nicholson? Or Cesar Romero? Which one was your favorite Joker? Go ahead and let me know in the comments below. And as always, you can reach me at Mr. Nose Reviews on the Twitter. And as always, if you liked what you've seen, go ahead and hit that like, share, and subscribe button. And until next time, have a great night.